trains. They've been the backbone of Britain for nearly 200 years. First Great Western run the most complex fleet in the UK.
Every little boy's dream is to become a train driver.
Operating on an iconic network.
It's an electrifying environment for me. There's always a buzz.
Every day, an army of drivers, engineers and workers keep this huge train set on track.
Can I get you guys just to wait on the other side of the line? Is that all right?
Coming up, at the Dawlish Air Show, the crowds have arrived, but not everyone's happy.
Legally, we have the right to move you, I'm afraid.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
You can smell drugs.
Passengers are riding high on the 125 to Newquay.
As you walk into the carriage, you can smell it quite strong. When we get into Newquay, there will be police and there will be sniffer dogs.
And at Bristol Temple Meads, there's protest on the platform.
This is really bad customer service.
You're one of the few who are not prepared to get up that bit earlier to get here to get your train.
Great Western trains cover 70 million miles across the network each year, carrying passengers from across the globe.
I've served every Prime Minister back as Harold Wilson, nearly every member of the royal family, people like Desmond Tutu.
To keep services running smoothly, each train and station is maintained.
This is a long dipstick, exactly the same as you'd have in your car.
And manned by a team who are prepared for each and every timetabled service.
You can jump on here. Thank you.
To arrive and depart. But there's one thing that's unpredictable.
And we're all standing up, smelling each other's breath and each other's armpit.
The travelling public.
I've had people scream at me, shout at me, push me, poke me.
Hello, madam. All right.
No, I'm not all right, because
okay.
there was an enormous gap between the train and the platform.
I got here on
Whether you're
time.
travelling by train, car, air or sea, it brings out the best and the worst in people.
One station with a customer base like no other is Newquay in Cornwall. As well as serving summer holidaymakers, Newquay has fast become the South West's party capital. And revellers can catch special 125 services from Paddington straight to Newquay.
Hi, kids!
With the town hosting the Boardmasters Music Festival this weekend, there's added pressure on the service. And the woman in charge of keeping order is train manager Deborah.
We're going from Plymouth to Newquay, but it's a bit of a special journey today because it's the Boardmasters, so the train is extremely packed. People are travelling away for the weekend. They're quite excited. They're going to be away for 3 days. They're going to a festival. Obviously, going down now, they started to drink, and this is the beginning of the weekend. You never know until you get on board a train what it's exactly going to be like, so we'll just see what happens.
Deborah's beginning her shift in Plymouth, where she's about to take over the reins of the 906 service from Paddington.
Full of standing, tickets be done, you've got revenue on, all okay.
And she'll be in sole charge of over 600 passengers.
2 elderly there in first class.
Right, OK.
All right,
excellent.
that's it.
Lovely.
Good luck.
Cheers, thanks.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, train manager speaking. This is First Great Western, slightly delayed 12:28 service from Plymouth to Newquay.
Deborah's first task is to do a pass through all the carriages.
We've had revenue on board, but it's always nice to go through just to make sure everyone's had their ticket checked, see where everyone's going. Are you going to the festival, ladies? Yeah. There you are. So we've got 2 actual festival goers in first class. These are the posh ones.
A few carriages down on Deborah's train, things aren't quite so posh.
Do as best we can. Watch your toes. My gosh, what's going on? Any unchecked tickets, please? Have you had all your tickets checked? Yeah. How many times? Twice. Only twice in this carriage. 3 at the buffet. Any unchecked tickets? There you go. Thank you very much. I think you have to be a people's person to really enjoy the job. Dealing with the passengers on board is everything to me. There you are. All going to the festival, girls? Yeah. Who are you going to see? Who's your favourite? Ben Howard, you see, so on Sunday. Going to the festival? Yeah. More festival goers here? Don't tell me, Ben Howard. Yeah. There you go. This is the stag weekend. We'd like to see Mark's dress. Would you just do us a little twirl, Mark? Look at Mark's dress.
Put your shorts up, go.
I never dread the party crowd. I think we've all been there, and at times we are one of the party crowd. I've never really had any great problems with drunken people on my train.
But it's not just alcohol that some of the partygoers like to bring.
Let's just close it. Obviously out there, there's people, because they're towards the front of the train, you can smell drugs. So obviously they're having a little smoke out the window. As you walk into the carriage, you can smell it quite strong. Definitely around this area, without a shadow of a doubt. There's nothing you can say, because at the end of the day, what you've got to think of is that they're on board. You can't just accuse people of just sort of taking drugs and stuff. However, when we get to Newquay, there will be police and there will be sniffer dogs, and then it's up for them then to do what they need to do.
The sniffer dogs at Newquay form part of Operation Brunel, an initiative set up by the British Transport Police.
Well, we've been doing Operation Brunel for the last 4 years to curb antisocial behaviour on the train journey into Newquay. We've had a couple of people who've been in possession of drugs, and it's important to bear in mind that people's behaviour change not just through alcohol, through their intake of drugs as well. It's about trying to educate people and making sure that their behaviour, be it through influence of alcohol or drugs, is appropriate at all times.
It's 2:26 p.m. as Deborah's train full of festival goers pulls into Newquay, where the operation is in full force.
We've got the police here to meet everyone off, just to make sure that nobody's got any drugs, and obviously they'll be searched now as they're coming off.
Don't touch your mate, just keep moving, thank you. Just he's working. Okay.
No drugs were found on the festival goers.
It's heavy, it smells terrible down there.
But the sniffer dogs' work isn't over yet.
That's it. That's sort of around that area.
They still need to do a sweep of the train.
They're just going through with the sniffer dog, just to make sure, just checking if there's been any drugs or anything. And so for the rest of the parties then to start boarding again.
There's lots of interest here, but...
Yeah, OK.
I would say they smoked it.
OK, that's fine. If there's nothing there, that's cool.
Okay. Oh, great.
There's no drugs found. The dog's just been through the train, and basically they're coming back again. If anyone had, dumped any drugs on the route, the dog will pick it up before we start our journey again.
Deborah can now board passengers for what she's hoping will be the more sedate return journey.
Thank you very much. Stand back! Stand back! Too late. And then you get some late runners like that.
The train leaving Newquay is a very different story.
This is just, as you would call it, just a mundane journey, really. But you never know. Something could happen on our way, because it always does.
Excuse me.
Hello.
You sent us on the carriage from to get to St Column Road.
That's right.
But we're going past it.
Yeah, we're not stopping there. What's actually happened, because it's going to be easier for you, you go to Par to come back again.
Well, we would have known that. We'd have got the bus.
All right.
It's about 8 miles away. Now it's going to take. We've got to get the 410.
That's right. You've got to get the 410. That's
back
right.
To St Column Road. Yeah. So it's going to take about an hour and 20 minutes.
Absolutely.
We could have got the bus.
Why don't you just go and sit next door now, right?
All right, okay.
Put your feet up and I'll come back. We'll sort you a few bits out. Obviously a little bit unhappy, but trying to appease the situation. Let's sit them down in first class. There's no one there. We'll have a cup of tea, a few drinks, something for them to take back, and everybody's happy. Everything's been refunded back to you. Would you like anything else? So we'll just make sure, are you all right? So when we get to Par now, we'll put you back on that service straight back. All right, thank you. Our passengers, for myself, I love them. I mean, it's what makes my job. Other end for the bikes. I think if you join the railway and you've lasted 6 months, you do actually stay for life. That was the last stop before Plymouth. Hopefully there'll be no problems between here and there. It's 20 minutes and that'll be it. It's home for the weekend. How exciting.
Coming up,
We've had a signalling problem just outside the station.
rush hour disruption brings Paddington to bursting point.
They're all just stuck. They're all just queuing up to come in. Watch the stampede now. Off we go.
We haven't covered ourselves in glory there, have we?
And passengers have a lot to say at the Customer Relations Office.
For every minute of delay experienced, he would write to our MD and waste a minute of their time.
It's not just domestic travellers that use the Great Western Network. Vast numbers of tourists use the railway each year, and millions of them pass through Bath Spa Station.
Look at that for a view.
For gate line operator Peter, meeting international visitors is his favourite part of the job.
People coming from all over the world. I've been privileged to have met people from far out, flung places. Platform 2, 10:35 next train, Portsmouth Harbour. Places like Burma, Mongolia, Paraguay, all the South Americas. Bath is the most visited city in the country outside of London. Where are you from?
California.
So it's hot and sunny there?
Yeah.
Sacramento is the capital state city of... not a lot of Americans know that, apparently.
Well,
I've been told.
You know it, that's good.
It's a star, isn't it? About a couple from Peru. That's halfway around the world, isn't it, Peru? Poor country. You know, so they were pleased to see me, I think. Especially when I give them a free map. Regalo, that's gift. Mapper, that's map. All right. No telephones or singing. Get a lot of Spanish people come through the station, and all the South Americans, plus mainland Spain, so just like give them a bit of banter, really. Just greet them in their native tongue, and surprised that an Englishman can speak Spanish. Say, hola. Hola. Buenos dias. That's our Spanish lady, teaching me Spanish slowly. Hola is hello. Como estás is how are you. Donde vas, por favor? Where are you going, please? If they say Londres, you know they're going to London, so it's anden dos arriba, which is upstairs, platform 2. Another word, ascensor, which is lift. Not to be confused with Italian, which is ascensori.
You're learning, you're
Yeah.
learning. You're doing
Poquito,
well.
poco.
Muy poquito, pero
Please
está
come through.
aprendiendo.
As well as being a master of modern languages.
Got on board a westbound 7.
Peter's also become a dab hand at deciphering bad body language.
Well, we get people that haven't paid and they don't want to pay. Oh, I've lost my ticket. That's a common one. They do what we call the ticket dance, where they turn at the gates. Don't they, Chris? And then they go. That's the ticket dance. Do you like it? They managed to survive the train journey without getting, tickets checked or whatever. And this is the last point at which they can get out without paying. And obviously, if you don't have to pay for your journey, then it's the best price, isn't it?
But for once, it's not the passengers giving Pete the runaround.
Oh, bless. Obviously, this one's lost his mother. That's sad, isn't it? Where's Mummy then?
Today, it's a baby bird.
You're trying to get in there, aren't you? Oh. Hey. Don't worry. Oh. Poor little thing. Hey, 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 hey. Well, I got it. Chase, you're the bird woman of Bath, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I got that baby seagulls. What do you do? Ring out this RSPCA or something?
You could try.
Animal welfare, cats protection, Great Dane rescue. They don't open till 9:30, 10 o'clock. I went out to the phone. I'm thinking it may have come from upstairs somewhere. I might put it up in the nest up on platform 1. That's a good idea, because that's open. Then the mother can come and find it without being frightened, can it? Anden dos arriba. That's Spanish for platform 2 upstairs. Bambino Sigoli. I just made that up. Oh, he has got proper wings. Is that your mum out there? Keep your eye on it. We'll have to come back later, won't we? Shift after me, gonna monitor it and see how it gets on. Yeah, let it take its course, I think. You'll be all right. That's yours, isn't it?
Hoping he's put the baby gull in sight of its mother,
I reckon I do, don't you, mate?
Pete can get back to the day job, providing the personal touch to the visitors of Bath Spa. But at Paddington, managing 140,000 passengers a day is a very different story. Friday rush hour is the biggest challenge of the week for all the team. Tonight, it's the turn of duty station manager Adrian to get around 20,000 commuters departed on time.
We sort of brace ourselves for a busy evening. Everyone's well drilled, everyone's focused. It'll be a challenge.
It's 6 p.m. With peak hour passengers coming thick and fast, there's only one way Adrian knows of ensuring speedy boarding.
When I start blowing this whistle, you watch those people move. This is a powerful tool. Come on! Quickly! Works a treat every time.
The first of the rush hour services departs on time.
Yeah, can you please come into reception?
But just 30 minutes into his shift, Adrian is called into an urgent meeting with station manager Matt and welcome host supervisor Maria.
So there's 3 track circuit failures, so we're going to have a build-up of sets coming in late and sets going out late as well.
Yeah.
So
There's been a track circuit failure at Stockley Junction, causing delays to all services.
Keep an eye on the screens, keep an eye on the announcements. We've got Carla in the fast gas lounge.
Oh no, we took everybody out. We took everybody out. We got 4 or 5 of us on the concourse.
Supervisors, platform-wise, and we've got Jules, and we're already short on a couple of HSCs tonight as well. So it's going to be a bit of a tough evening, unfortunately.
Delayed trains are the last thing Adrian needs during a Friday rush hour. Until the circuit problem's fixed, Adrian has no new information he can give passengers.
It's 7 o'clock to Bath?
Yes.
Delayed?
Yeah, they're all delayed at the moment. Basically, we've had a signalling problem in just outside the station.
Okay.
So one line's closed, so basically it's like a bottleneck, just getting the trains to come up the relief lines.
So this is why everyone's...
So just keep an eye on the screens. As soon as they come in, we'll turn them around quickly and we'll get them boarded straight away for you. They're all just stuck, they're all just queuing up to come in. Unfortunately, one line's been closed due to the signalling problem, so they're all stuck behind it, and it's like a bottleneck. We've only got the relief line open, which means they're all coming up on the relief line. So it looks like a sort of 10-15 minute late start at the moment. So fingers crossed we can get it rectified as soon as we can. All right.
Enjoy your Friday evening.
Thanks. I always do. How far's the 1903 set, please, Russ?
Just back to Hanwell now, about another 10, 12 minutes.
So they're all sort of coming in a queue, stuck behind each other one by one. So unfortunately there's going to be some tight turnarounds and some late boarding.
As a backup to the radio, Adrian also receives constant updates on his mobile.
Right, the 1845's here, the 1847's about to come up 9, and the 1900's about 6 or 7 minutes away. Don't know the platform yet.
As long as I know where they are, they'll be good. Thank you.
I'm happy for you to lift any ticket restrictions if you want to, it's fine, yeah? Important that we have a lot of people visible out in the station and just giving out information. As long as you keep people informed, they'll be fine. If I'm not calm, then everyone else is going to panic as well, aren't they? So, you know, it's important that I keep cool.
Only 1 hour has passed, but there's now a huge backlog of 2,000 passengers.
See how quickly the station can fill up on a Friday evening?
To make matters worse, it could be a while before the signal problem can be fixed.
They come out quite late, you think? Technicians to the affected area, the technicians were due on site at 7 o'clock, but they can't get there now till 7:25 to try and fix the problem.
With the repairs delayed, the concourse is at bursting point and there's nowhere for passengers to go.
Aha! 703's just coming in.
Finally, 3 of the delayed trains have made it into the station. Adrian now has to get everyone off the concourse and onto the trains.
So we'll get them turned around as quickly as we can and we'll get them out. So fingers crossed, doesn't get any worse than that.
Okay, folks, the train behind me, that's going to be down from the West Country. Train on platform 5 to South Wales. And the one-on-one, that's going to Bristol. Will you please stand back a little bit, though, because the gate's going to open towards you, okay?
Watch the stampede now.
Off you go.
I feel a lot happier now. Boarded in 1900, 1903, 1915. The 1922 is about to board, and it's taken most of these people off the concourse.
At last he gets the news he's been waiting for, and his loaded trains can leave the station.
The technicians have rectified the problem. We have a normal working resumed at 1927. Okay? The technicians were on site at 1920, I believe, and it's rectified by 1927. So, good job by the technicians, by the sounds of things, because you never really know if it's going to be something quite simple or something that's going to be quite a long process. On this occasion, it looks like we've got away with it.
Fortunately, the delays suffered by Adrian's rush hour passengers were short-lived. But there are times when problems take far longer to resolve. In August this year, a major disruption hit the headlines.
A train company has ordered a full investigation after a service from Cornwall to London ground to a halt in Wiltshire for 6 hours. Food and water ran out. First Great Western is describing the incident as unacceptable. No one could get off the train as it was stuck in a rural area.
The incident resulted in an avalanche of letters and emails to the company's Customer Relations Centre at Plymouth.
We haven't covered ourselves in glory there, have we? No, it's not a happy story, is it?
And the man with the unenviable task of fielding them is manager Jason.
Terminal 5. Our job now is to pick up the pieces and contact them or wait for them to contact us, offer our sincere apologies, cover any costs that they've incurred, give them a full refund, and give them some sort of explanation as to why we ruined their Sunday. It's just a confirmation of a booking, isn't it?
It is.
It's not a boarding. 2 passengers who were on the affected train on Sunday, they were due to fly to Spain that evening, and we think they were due to fly onwards to Chile, but we're not sure because it's all in Spanish. We have to consider it individually, and we have to look at each case, and for this instance, we'll have to look in to see whether it's the flight to Spain that's affected or an onward flight to Chile. There's a big cost difference between the 2 tickets.
In an average month, Jason and his team receive around 10,000 letters and emails.
We deal with complaints, inquiries and praise is probably the 3 main categories.
Right, OK, 2 seconds. Jason's here, so I'll pass him over.
He's gone home. We probably get 3 times many inquiries as we do complaints, and we probably get maybe a 1/10 of the praise that we get complaints.
There's one particular commuter who took things to a whole new level.
He commuted between Paddington and Oxford, and he decided that he would, for every minute of delay experienced, he would write to our MD and waste a minute of their time through his email. So if he was delayed 20 minutes, the email would last 20 minutes to read. So yeah, he emailed pretty much most days for a good 6 months. And of course, there's a lot of things you can say about the railway, but after a certain amount of time, you end up talking about things that have nothing to do with the railway, just to pass the time. So he'd talk about music that he listened to, and he'd talk about what he was seeing out the window, and he'd write a poem and his ex-girlfriend and this sort of thing. But it was tempting to be less formal with our response, but we didn't. We apologised for the delay, and then we thanked him for his email. And of course, the next day, he'd send another 9-paragraph email. Round and round we went, until he stopped commuting. and then his email stopped.
There are, however, some passengers who do write in with praise for the service.
We also get very nice things sent to us. All the team get regular gifts. Did you get a Marks and Spencer's voucher? Yeah. Danny got a Marks and Spencer's voucher recently. Lynn has somebody who she helped out 3 years ago, who sends her a Christmas card every year with a £10 book voucher in it. And it's nice to be appreciated, I suppose, and to feel that what you're doing is well received.
But clearly you can't please all of the passengers all of the time.
Sorry.
It is half a minute to go. This is really bad customer service.
If we held every train for 10 seconds, we'd run nothing on time.
It's absolutely disgusting service. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Bristol Temple Meads lies at the heart of the Great Western Network. This grand Victorian station has seen a multitude of passengers since it opened in 1840. One of the station's current custodians is Supervisor Joey.
Train 1516, number 1, platform 1, left-hand corner. I love the job. I describe it in a way that there's a pitch to this station, what makes you like it, and it's just the hum of it. So I'll shut up for a minute and you'll probably hear the hum. But I love this station.
It's morning rush hour and Joey's ready for the stampede.
I'll try and get now to all the peak trains to get the staff some assistance.
One of the busy commuter trains into the capital has arrived, the last chance to get to work on time.
Please note, to ensure a timely departure, train doors will be locked shut.
Train doors must close 40 seconds before departure, and everyone's cutting it fine.
I stood here purposely, could I run out and grab these doors. All aboard! Thank you. Keep going, well done. Thank you. Sorry. No.
It is half a minute to go. This is really bad customer service.
I'm really sorry you've missed your train. There is one at 8:22.
We're not worrying about hanging around here. We're disappointed about the loss of working time at the other end.
If we held every train for 10 seconds, we'd run nothing on time. We have to try and run these trains on time. And I know that's upset you, I can tell it out.
You haven't set up a timetable that actually meets...
We try and pick up the vast majority of people. It don't suit everyone, but we try and pick up the vast... You're one of the few who's not prepared to get up that bit earlier to get here to get your train.
Well, I know you probably work very, very long shifts and very, very early. I leave the house at 25 past 7. Because we make that connection quite regularly, it's really bitter to come up onto the platform with 30 seconds to go on the clock and find you shutting the doors as we come up the stairs.
We did allow a lot of running people or people in a hurry to get on that train. But there has to come a point when we stop that and start to depart the train.
And they're all coming from the same train. I'm going to go and get a newspaper.
Okay. All right. I feel for them because there's nothing worse than a door being shut in their face. Not purpose, not rudely, but a door being shut and they're watching that train go out. You know, I'd be frustrated myself. Well, I'd be really angry, to be honest.
When it comes to facing demanding passengers, Joey's colleagues at Temple Meads are more than used to finding themselves in the firing line.
They seem to expect us able to produce a train when we haven't got one, when those trains have been cancelled. And they think we have sidings with loads of empty carriages doing nothing, but we just don't. Single to Yatton, single, £3.30. Yeah, the customer base role is quite challenging because you need a lot of patience and understanding for people, really. Yeah, £3.30. £3.30. £3.30. Platform 6. It's delayed, sir, but platform 6. It's just so noisy that they can't always hear, so. Okay.
Obviously, a lot of people try and expect you to act like a bit of a weatherman. They try and get you to predict, how their journey's going to be on Sunday and things like this, and get a bit funny if you don't really know exactly how they're going to get back or what the situation's going to be, and we can't really predict the weather as much as you want to. Like, you end up talking like a bit of a politician, like swerving the question and not giving a real, definitive answer.
Do you have any rail cards at all? No, I don't know. Right, because it's going by... The maddest thing I've seen, this gentleman come out he bought a day return to Gloucester but wanted to use it a second day, and she was like, no, sorry, you need to buy a new ticket. With that, he just punched the window and the window just exploded. But as he turned around, there were 2 BTP police behind him, so he just got arrested on the spot.
The British Transport Police are called to attend 250,000 incidents a year in Britain's railway stations, either to deal with members of the public or to investigate suspicious objects. Security surveillance is crucial, and it's part of Joey's job to make sure the station is safe at all times.
One of my key jobs whilst I'm on duty is the safety and security of the station, and one I take really seriously. So, as you can probably hear on the radio now, the staff will start calling in their security checks. I'm now looking for hidden bags, objects or items left suspiciously, without making it too obvious to the public that I'm carrying out these searches. We don't want to, we don't want to frighten people. And what I'm doing is by physically going and looking behind the machines, if they are observing us, if the terrorist is one of his people are observing us, I'm letting him know that we are checking them. So I'm trying to be here looking, as if I'm here ready to help people, and I'm carrying out observation. Just so that if there are any people in here who are thinking about placing those devices, they know that we're carrying out these searches. Well, I've served in the army back in 1973 to 78. You can't just forget those years, and it's probably still in me now, and that's probably why I take the security so seriously.
While on his sweep, Joe is notified of a possible security alert.
One of the members of staff has said to me that a couple of lads are acting suspiciously down at the end of this platform. So I'll wander down there and see how we're going, maybe have a talk with them and just see if I can help them in any way. That's the 2 lads he was concerned about, so they've obviously seen me coming towards them, and they've decided they're going to make their way. So I think they're trying to get free travel, if I'm being honest, and they've had to change tack now. All safe and secure, station front, undercover car park, booking all.
For row 1, thanks, Joe.
Far from the security checks of city stations like Bristol is the sleepy station of Dawlish in South Devon. Home to just a handful of passengers normally. But for one weekend a year, it goes on high alert as thousands descend onto its tiny platforms for the annual air show.
Morning, guys.
Air show veteran Ashley will be facing some unique challenges when the public arrive.
The thing with Dawlish Station is quite an old station, as most of them are. We don't have any lifts, so access to the station can be difficult. We have lots of families with pushchairs, wheelchairs. The only way across is across here, which is quite difficult. You can see there's a bit of a ramp here. They've got to cross the main line. Trains go through here at 60 miles an hour, so they do go pretty quick, so it is quite difficult.
Ashley's first task is to set up a barrier system to ensure a well-ordered entry and exit.
This was supposed to be a smooth operation. There we go. People tend to arrive pretty early, so we have to be prepared and be ready for them. And the queuing system really does help. This is rammed full of people.
As well as the barriers, there's another important part of crowd control that Ashley needs to put into place.
Try and get all these signs together to show customers where they need to go. I've got pictures to show me where to put them. Let's hope I get it right. It's going to go horribly wrong. We put loads of signs up because we want to make it as easy as possible for customers. We're going to get loads coming off at the same time off trains, and literally they're just wandering around not knowing where to go. There must be 100, 150 signs, I would think, to go up. You can see we've got a sign here saying viewing of the air show from the platform is prohibited. That's purely because it gets really busy, so we don't let anybody stay on the platforms while the air show's going. Customers try because we've got the best view. It's totally uninterrupted. Some get a bit upset, but we have to explain it's down to safety.
It's 10:30 when the crowds start pouring onto the platforms. And sure enough, the track crossing is proving a challenge for Ashley.
We've had loads of people waiting for a long time now to cross the barrier crossing here. but because we have one train after the other, they've had to wait for a long time, so they're starting to get a bit frustrated. But thankfully we can get them across now. Sorry to keep you waiting. You all right there? Get you across before the train comes. Good timing. Get you in front just before the train comes. Thank you. I'm just going to head down now and just help with everyone alighting from the trains, getting them through the queuing system. I think it's starting to get quite busy now. Can I get you guys just to wait on the other side of the line? Is that all right? Morning. Good morning, all right? You're nearly there. Normally, it's a sleepy little station, and we probably get up to 60 people off at one point. As you can see, as the train comes in, we get hundreds off. So it's quite a big difference.
And with the start of the air show approaching, the packed trains keep on coming.
Hi there, you just need to exit this way, OK. You made it, it's a bit hot on there, I guess.
And for some passengers, the overcrowded conditions have been too much.
It's absolutely disgusting service. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Most of the people couldn't get on the train. Most of them that was actually standing at the platform. I thought, well, this is absolutely disgusting. 30 people standing in each carriage as well. So that's an extra 120 people that are actually paid to sit down and they're standing up. So I would say that they've actually taken money for extortionate purposes instead of putting extra carriages on, knowing that there's a bank holiday and a display on at Dawlish.
Yeah, we don't actually have any more trains down here to put on at the moment and no more room on the track, but they ask if you can put more trains on. We do, and we've had all but one train so far today stop here, which is unusual for Dawlish. Normally we have quite a few trains that just go straight through, so we really have tried to cater for a load of people.
And by midday, Ashley and his team have successfully seen record numbers through the station.
OK, so between 9:45 and 11:45, so that's 2 hours, we've had 5,400 people through. So we're over 5,000 more than normal. But that's why we've put on as many trains as we've got. And again, people only see the train they're on, say we should put more on, we have, and we don't have any more. We have a finite supply of trains, we have a whole network to cover. We can't move all our resources to the west, so we do what we can.
Coming up, things get heated as the air show takes off.
Legally, we have the right to move you, I'm afraid.
Legally?
Yeah, legally we do.
High above the tiny station of Dawlish in Devon, the skies are bursting into life as the Red Arrows get the annual air show off to a flying start. But the crowds are still flooding in from the trains.
Can you move off the platform? We need to get through the queues. Cannot watch the air show from here, please. Thank you very much.
Despite careful planning, the latecomers are presenting a few issues.
We've got a problem just behind us. All the customers won't move. We've got the air show right opposite. We've got the best view from here. And for safety reasons, we need to keep all the exits clear, so if we have an incident, we can clear the station. Can we ask you to leave then? OK. Going to move along. People look at me and laugh when I say, come on, you've got to move. They want somebody big like you. Now, they're refusing to move, so we've had to get the British Transport Police to come and help us. Yeah. They've asked for it to be clear. Yeah, we need it to be clear. First Great Western. We need to keep it clear because we move everybody out, otherwise everyone wants to stay here. So.
Do we legally not to move?
Yes, you do.
You've got a ticket to go on the train?
Yeah.
You've got a ticket to go on the train. If you want to go get on the train, you're more than welcome. They're not
What we
stopping
do,
you
we
getting
just
on
wait
the
for our
train.
train.
Yeah, but that's on the platform. Legally, we have the right to move you, I'm afraid.
Legally?
Yeah, legally we do.
Okay, legally if they do.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why you can argue with these guys.
All the trains were full. They didn't put enough trains on, they didn't put enough carriages on, which meant everyone got here later than they would have done because they had to wait for the third carriage, etc., or third train. And as you can see, trying to get rid of everybody off the station's been a nightmare. They got here on the minute, basically, it's starting. So everyone wants to get off the train and start to watch, and they're trying to move everybody. It's like, well, no, the show's running, and we got little kids that want to watch it, so.
If we let some here, then they're all going to want to come up. And they're actually arguing against the police as well as us, which surprises me. Policeman tells me to do something, I'm like, yes, sir, I'll do whatever. But hey-ho.
With his shift finished and 5 minutes before colleague Sue Robbins is due to take over,
5 minutes to watch the show.
the pair decide to take a well-earned break.
Definitely.
How do we get to the beach?
Same way everybody else does.
Really?
Yeah, we haven't had a break, you haven't had a break,
No,
I haven't had a
come
break.
on.
We'll have a paddle.
Wow, you think all these people are going to get the train back? Oh my God, really?
Whose idea was this?
This was your idea. This is not going to go well, is it? We're going to get wet now.
Wet now, yeah.
Oh, well, now we're in trouble. From this perspective, you can see how many people are waiting to go home.
Yeah.
This lot is waiting for you.
Ashley may be happy to kick back and relax, but it's only too clear what Sue's shift will deliver.
As soon as that's finished its display, there's going to be the most massive away from the beach, I reckon. Then we'll earn our pennies, I think.
Sure enough, half an hour later, Sue's facing a flood of spectators heading home.
Well, Paddington, yeah, that's lovely. That's a Newton outside, the right-hand side, sir. Great shirt, by the way. Thanks. Oh, you're a Spurs fan? I am a Spurs fan. Exeter down this one. First of all, I thought the queue was there, and that was the toilet queue, so that's equally as big. But now you can see everybody coming down. Oh, we have to confiscate any ice creams, I'm sorry. Oh, my Thanks. Joking. That was really good. Excellent joke. I could ask you all to move up a little bit further, thank you. Gonna get this one, my love, Newton Abbott. Yep, Timber, on you go. This will be the last high-speed train of the day, so hopefully get everybody on board, and that's it. End of the day, job done. Right, little ones, up you go. Good boy. Okay, that's brilliant. That's the last of our 2 high-speed trains gone. Everything's gone great. Only a few passengers left now, just to leave a bit later on. Phew, all done.
Coming up next time on the railway, a new face on the gate line is checking swarms of festival goers have the right tickets.
Come over here a second. I could be travelling on child tickets. Why did you lie? Your fines are going to be... Don't keep swearing, otherwise we'll have to get the police here.
Unexpected delays hit as a train is prevented from leaving the platform.
Someone's dropped a keg of beer on the track and it's blocking the wheel set.
And tempers flare as the crowds head home from Reading Festival.
What an absolute joke. It just doesn't seem logical to manage something like this.
Right, guys, I've given you an hour. You cannot stay here till 5 o'clock tonight.